Good morning, Gemini. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, here for your monthly reading of May 2019. So let's get started, shall we? Source, what do you have for Gemini for the month of May 2019? Let's see. For the month of May 2019. Alright, so how you Geminis doing? Doing alright? I hope so. It's been a minute since I did your guys' last reading. I want to go ahead and say probably about a month now. But, it's been a very, very busy month for me. So, I'm trying to do these as quickly as possible. So let's see what we can do today. And for the rest of you guys, any cross watchers or anything, okay, so I'll lay this off to the side for a second since it came out. Alright. Okay, so I do see that some of you guys are trying to reach mutual agreements. I do see that with the Five of Swords that you guys will be having some messages coming in from Source. Some mental messages, so make sure to take care of, to really take a look at that. And I do feel like some of you guys are not really in the mood just to win. I do feel like you guys want to get over whatever bickering, whatever fighting was going on, so that you guys can, be happy, so that you guys can do what you want to do, and make the changes that are necessary in order for you guys to get up on top. So that's good. See, because your thoughts are centered around being abundant. Your thoughts are around, probably home and family, and not just your parents and stuff like that, not just your kids, but I do feel like it also has to deal with, your extended family as well. I do feel like maybe you guys have a lot of memories that are stored within certain homes, certain places. So I do feel like for a lot of you guys are trying to reach that abundance that you guys know can be reached within any given family. So I do feel like a lot of you guys are going to be family oriented this month. These changes that you're trying to make, it's sort of like they're trying to complete it's like a complete picture, if that makes any sense to you guys. You don't want just a half picture of this, half picture of that. You want to have the complete picture of what happiness and completion is. And I know that with the Hierophant, it usually follows a structured order, a structured belief system. So I do feel that for some of you guys are following a structured belief system of some kind, maybe traditional values, things like that, that you guys are trying to use in order to reach this completion. Now, I do feel like for some of you guys with this, it might lead to marriage, which might lead to that Ten of Pentacles that you guys are thinking about. Now, one of the things that I do want to outline is that this card is also a 5. So there definitely are changes going on in your life. Now, this is cool because changes are good. Changes are necessary. So, see, emotionally, though, there is something that's holding you back. And, you guys need to let it fall. The Tower in the tarot, I've explained it on various different videos, is one of those things that might happen very quickly. It's one of those events that's sudden. It's one of those events that, at first sight, it may look, how would I say? It may look catastrophic in nature. It might seem like, the world is falling apart. However, it's not to say that the world is falling apart. It's just that the world is changing for you. Your world is changing. And this tower needs to fall on the emotional level if you are to reach a mutual agreement of some kind and, reach that happy home life that you've been wanting to reach for a while. Or abundant home life, I should say, that you've been wanting to reach for a while. Now, the world card. World card is falling in your spiritual sector. So I do feel like some of you guys need to let whatever this cycle is that's going on end. You guys need to reach that mutual agreement so that it can end. And the world card in and of itself is one of those cards that it's meant to explain the feeling of being free, the feeling of, having experienced everything that there is to experience around this situation. And along with experiencing everything that you've experienced around this situation, you're supposed to let that tower fall and then allow yourself to reach a mutual agreement, because when it comes to this type of thing, you're not going to reach it by staying stuck to your beliefs and your values. The only way that something like this happens is if you allow change to take place. So, in saying, I do feel like everything that's going on right now, it's meant for you to reach the end of one cycle and to begin the beginning of a new one. So, that's very good, you guys. That changes like these are always, wow. This card right here, changes like these are always necessary, because it's necessary for us to reach, a certain point of mindset, a certain point of emotional well-being, in order for us to be renewed. Now, the Judgment card, it speaks of something in your physical sector. It speaks of a decision of some kind. But wherever that trumpet blows, all the spirits rise. So I do feel like in some way, you need to blow that trumpet. You need to make the decision, make the judgment. But at the same time, this decision is based around renewal. This decision is based around renewal of yourself, renewal of the people around you, and this is just a complete renewal of the situation that's going on in your whole life. Now, this is an archangel. So when he shows his face, it means rise up. The message that I'm getting right now is rise up and take care of your situation. Now, I do feel that when you take care of your situation, it'll be in a space where your soul has been allowed to really, really go through the motions of figuring this out and really, really, really putting it, really, really like putting it to an end. I do feel that. Let me see. I'm not too familiar with Judgment, and I'm not too familiar with the world. But I do know that the world, since it's in the physical sector, it's gonna have to do with a physical person probably. So I want to go ahead and check this out and see who you might be dealing with. All right. So Judgment, Labyrinthos. I don't know why Labyrinthos is always a good one. It gives me the astrological sign, and it also gives me the... Okay, so it has to do with Pluto, and it has to do with the element of fire. So, I do feel that with the Judgment card, some of you guys may be dealing with a Scorpio, possibly. But I do feel that to whatever extent, this person may have Plutonic energy to them. It may have... he may have those Scorpio-type tendencies, might be obsessive. This type of person is one of those people that carries a lot of power to them. So, whether you're dealing with the Scorpio or whether you might have Scorpio-type tendencies, it's time to use these energies for your advantage and to make a judgment, to make a decision. Are you going to stay stuck in wherever you're stuck at, or are you going to make the decision to renew your life, to end these cycles and things of that nature? Because all these cards, the Tower, the World, and Judgment, they all speak of something coming to an end, but something renewing, or something beginning right afterwards. So, I do need to say that. Oh, and then of course you have the 5, and then you also have the 10s. So you have the 2 5s and the 10. The 5s are changes, the 10s are the completion of a cycle. The World card is also the completion of a cycle. The Tower is about changes. The Judgment's about changes too. But if you notice, this card right here has the 2 X's. So this is about, you know, the completion of many different things in your life, not just one. So now, as it counts, you have 3 X's right here in your draw. Now, this one right here, if you add up the numbers, it comes out to 7. So, in being 7, there's a necessary need for you to assess your situation, for you to really be honest with yourself, because when it comes to these numbers, the numerology behind numbers, or I mean the meaning behind numbers, it's really important. Let me see. All right. Because the numerology behind numbers, it might be like, it might seem like it's encryption, like an encryption key or whatever, but I do feel like it's necessary for you guys to know these numbers. It's about reflection, assessment, and knowledge. I do feel that you guys will be gaining some type of knowledge out of this situation, which is a really good thing, because, you know, that's what's necessary, it's what's needed. So, let's see. Okay, so you just had the Devil card come out as one of your obstacles, and I do feel that you guys feel chained to your situation. Now, one thing to remember is that you're never chained to any situation. If you take a look at those chains that the person has around their neck, they're very loose. They can be taken off. These are chains that you feel stuck to, but they're chains that could be just taken off real easily, just like a necklace or a loose necklace, a pendant, something like that. So, whatever situation you feel stuck in, it's not like you can't get yourself out of it. It's a mental thing. Also, this speaks of addictions and things like that, but it's not really evil in nature. So I don't feel like this is due to the person who's plutonic or the person who you're dealing with. However, or the situation or place or thing that you're dealing with. However, I do feel like you have some kind of vices that you need to let go of. And, you know, when it comes to that kind of thing, it's necessary. Now, I do feel that whatever those vices are that you have, they were because you were feeling emotionally distraught. Now, when it comes to the Three of Swords, the Three of Swords is one of those cards that speaks about heartbreak, but in the reverse, as it is, it speaks about getting over these heartbreaks, whether they're physical heartbreaks, emotional heartbreaks, mental heartbreaks, and, you know, one thing that they don't ever add into it is spiritual heartbreak. You know, not being able to complete your soul mission, you know, things like that. Because everything from the spiritual level goes on to the emotional and mental level and goes on to the physical level after that. So, you know, whatever it is that you guys are meant to do, maybe to some extent has to do with all of this right here, so that once you reach the end of this new cycle, you guys can actually begin your soul mission. Now, I do feel like, because there's a lot of things ending in your guys' life right now, it is very, very clear to me at this point that that you guys need to let this tower fall, first of all. Well, first you got to decide things on the physical level, which allows the tower to fall, which allows things to come to a completion. And this would allow your thoughts of abundance and stuff like that to take place, so that you guys have the ability to manifest that into your lives. Now, one of the obstacles might be addictions. One of the obstacles that I get from the Devil card, being the 15, I do feel like to some extent, some of you guys do have to deal with communication, cooperation, and harmony. I do feel like those three things are things that you guys need to invoke in your lives, because when you have the Five of Swords in the reverse and you have the Devil card, this combination right here tells me that you guys need to reach a mutual agreement. You guys need to whatever extent, communicate. You guys need to create harmony in your lives right now, because that is the only thing that's going to allow you the ability to reach a state of emotional calm or emotional peace. And that, once you reach that emotional calm and that emotional peace, the ability to really, listen to the voice of intuition would allow you the ability to find out the answers that you need in order to change your situation for the better. But this all begins by really taking a look at your belief system, because the Hierophant is all about beliefs. He's a spiritual guy. He's like the Pope. He's like the priest in a way, and he follows an established order. He's got people that he little underlings and stuff like that, like I guess you could say. So maybe look towards people who you can who you have in your inner circle, or who you have in your outer circle, and really have them really bounce your ideas or your beliefs off them to see how they react, what they think about it, and things of that nature. Now, okay, so the current energies that are influencing you right now are the Five of Wands. So, like I said, there's a lot of changes going on right now. There might be bickering and fighting right now. There might be people competing for various different things, competing interests, things of that nature. I do feel like you guys, to whatever extent, are in a space where you want the fighting to stop. I feel it. I feel it like maybe some of you guys are stuck in situations or changing situations where there's a lot of fighting. I don't feel like this is anywhere in the home. I do feel like maybe this is at work, or maybe this could be somewhere else among friends. So when it comes to this type of situation, you guys are going to have to make that judgment of whether you want to keep it going, whether you guys want to join in on this fighting or what, because the tower needs to fall for you guys already. The tower needs to fall, and there's no necessary need for anything else. There's changes going on in your emotional world, in your spiritual world, and your physical world, and of course, all of these things are on your mind. So, really, really take a look at your situation. This is complete change, is what I'm looking at. Complete change. Everything. Okay, so I do feel that with the Nine of Swords in the reverse, I do feel you guys are getting out of your out of the things that kept you up at night. And the reason I say it because you guys have both of these cards in the reverse. Now, if you guys were to have them both in the upright like this, that would be a very, very grievous situation. You guys would be heartbroken. This heartbreak would be keeping you up at night, so on and so forth. However, I do feel that the fact that both of them are in the upside down, you guys to some extent have already completed some of the steps to end whatever thing is going on in your minds and in your soul. I do feel that you guys are on the road to abundance because, in order for that abundance to take place, you guys have to reach mutual agreements. And I already see that you guys are in the space to reach mutual agreements. And making these decisions to reach mutual agreements with the people around you will help you in ending these cycles that need to be ended so that you guys can move on and become abundant and all of that. So, all right. So with the Knight of Cups, I do feel like you guys are reaching a state of emotional maturity. This journey right here has been necessary for you guys to reach that state of emotional maturity. Now, this right here, to me, it feels like there may be a message coming in, a message of love coming in. There could be psychic experience that you guys might be feeling or witnessing. Now, when it comes to the Knight of Cups, it's about how you arrive at your conclusion. The approach that you use in terms of dealing with the people that you're dealing with. But to whatever extent that this resonates with you, I do feel like with the Knight of Cups, there's going to be offers and invitations coming in of some kind. I'm not sure. I need to see what this next card is, but I do feel that to whatever extent you guys will have some type of offer coming in. Now, one of the things about the Knight of Cups is that it deals with the emotions, This could be Pisces related, so going deep down inside. This card, to whatever extent, reminds me of Mercury because of the wings. You know, I forgot what the god's name was, but I think it was Mercury, not sure. But he has these type of wings on his helmet too, and I believe on his feet. The idea that I'm getting from here is, if any of you guys are in travel or anything like that, or are looking for proposals, these messages will be coming in with God's speed. So this could be pretty fast or somewhat fast. The timing for cups, as I see right here, could be days. There's next to a pentacle, so I have to check this next card to see what's going on. So if it's days, and I go over here to the cups. So months. Okay, so cups, days, is next to a pentacle. It's the third fastest, water related, obviously. Cups, months, -11. So this could be within 1 month that you guys will be receiving these messages, which is pretty cool. Like I said, it's going to be somewhat fast, but not really too fast. So, oh, look at that. You guys drew a pentacle. So these messages are about new opportunities with finances. These are new opportunities that are being handed to you by the divine. See, if you look at this hand right here, it's coming out of heaven. Now, some of you guys may have to be negotiators in instances like these. Some of you guys will have to be diplomatic when it comes to these things. So, as far as deals go, you know, any type of relationship, whether you like to view it as such or not, is a deal. You guys have to reach some kind of deal, some kind of mutual agreement, right? And so when it comes to these mutual agreements, I believe that it's these mutual agreements that will allow you the ability to really get over those things that hold you down, that keep you back, and really allow you to step into a space of creating that abundance for you guys. Because when it comes to your body language, as I've learned over the last couple days, more importantly than not, is very, very necessary, because your body language it's anywhere between 80 to 93% of who you of what you say, and the things that you verbally say are those other small percentages that people actually listen to. But when it comes to body language, the way that you speak, the way that your body speaks, I should say, is very, very important, because people catch on to that. Psychologically, visually, people take a look at that and they see what's going on, and they can tell a lot of different things based on how your body moves. Now, the important thing to notice here is that really take a look at your body language, because I don't know why, that's just one of the things that I'm getting right now. And really take a look at the body language of other people. Take a look at the body language of other people and see what they tell you. See what you get from it. Now, since it's next to the pentacles, I do feel like I do feel like this is going to be very, very quickly that you guys are going to be receiving these messages, and these messages will be connected to some type of material abundance of some kind. So, and do consider the fact that this is handed to you from the divine. So, the source, God, whoever, they see that you're in this situation here, and they're handing you the next step in your evolutionary journey here on this planet as a human being, as whoever you are, be it Gemini, or be it somebody who has Venus, the Sun, Moon, or rising in Gemini. These are all lessons that people with similar Gemini traits will be facing to some degree. Now, see, this is going to be a cause for celebration, which is really good. I like your guys' reading, because this is a very positive reading. the Three of Cups, and of course you have three threes. So this deals with let me see. It deals with creativity, groups, and growth. Now, as I was saying, when it comes to the Ten of Pentacles, it's all about growth and abundance. So, it's very necessary for you guys to band together with other people who share your values, who share your similar ideals, who share the creativity that you share in your heart. Because once you get connected to these people, then you'll have reason to celebrate. There's nothing that you guys will have to fear. And the idea that rotates behind this that I'm getting is that you guys need to reach that agreement to possibly get rid of your old friends that are causing you this emotional turmoil, so that you guys can move on to other people who actually share your values and who actually share the ideals and the vision that you have in order to manifest that into your material plane. So the Three of Cups, it's one of those, it requires an inner journey to gain that knowledge, but once you gain that knowledge, you can actually put it out with passion. And that's what I'm getting from this card. You're going to gain wisdom out of this, and through this wisdom, you guys are going to be able to express it in your outer world, which will give you those opportunities to gain finances or to gain resources on the material plane, so that you guys can use that to further your lives, to further complete your existence, and to reach that state of abundance that the Ten of Pentacles speaks about. All right, now I do feel that to whatever extent this is not going to be personally satisfying to you guys. You guys will reach some type of personal accomplishments, but I do feel that to whatever extent you guys may have to struggle a little bit on the emotional sphere, which is not far-fetched because you guys have the Tower, so you guys are going to go through some type of emotional personal emotional changes. You guys are not going to be happy about them. However, I do feel that to whatever extent you guys will be able to get through this, and you guys will be able to come out the end renewed. Now, I don't know if 2-7 or 2-7-2-7 is anything special to you guys, but I just seen it right now. So do pay attention to 2s and to 7s. I do. Where was it? Oh, that's right. When it comes to the Tower, remember how I was telling you that it deals with 7s? When you add up all these numbers? Well, the 7s, they deal with knowledge, with assessment, with reflection, which is exactly what the gray in right here is about. It's about reflection, going inside. So when it comes to this situation, really do pay attention to any 2s or 7s, and to your minds or your mindset or your thoughts that are around there when you first view that number, whether it's right before or right after. Also, I do have to say that along with the number 7, that there's the number 2. The number 2 deals with balance. It deals with kind of juggling, like the Two of Pentacles. It deals with making a decision, just as it does with the Judgment or the Two of Swords. It talks about making plans and stuff like that with the Two of Wands, or it talks about a love affair or some type of soulmate when it deals with the Two of Cups. Although I don't feel that this is soulmate related, so I do want to draw. Okay, see, I do feel like just like the Nine of Swords, and just like the just like the Eight of Swords in the reverse and the Nine of Swords in the reverse, you guys are reaching a state of being able to get over your fears, being able to get over what blinds you, being able to get over those things that tie you up. You're actually making movement of some kind, and this is what's going to help you to get rid of those things that keep you tied, that keep you bound, just like appears in this. As you can see, she's bound. Is bound. Just a different type of binding. But I do feel like you guys are in the space of allowing change to take place. And this might this might actually follow the belief systems and the core values that your soul has been wanting you to take. All of these changes right here are necessary in order for you guys to reach a new stage in your lives. Now, since I do see that this is more career related than anything else, I want to go ahead and do a career spread for you guys so that you guys can see more or less what's going on. You know what? You know what? Okay. I am going to go ahead and do a relationship spread first, just to see what's going on with that, and to see if there's anything going on in the relationship sphere, so that we could see what's causing all of these things to take place. To see if it's in the relationship, or to see if this is work related, like I feel it is. Because remember, at the beginning I was telling you guys that I don't feel it's in the relationships or in the home or anything. This could be either friends related or this could be work related. So if we do find a little bit in the relationship sector, I'll go ahead and do one in the work sector to see what you guys are facing, and to see how best to handle it. Now, I know this video is going to cut out at probably about 33 minutes, so I want to start getting through with this so that I could see more or less what's going on. Oh. The cards are misbehaving. What is going on in your guys' relationship sector? I have to ask, because, like, these cards just went crazy over here. Alright. And as you noticed, I'm still kind of asleep. But in this sense, I do feel that, being half asleep allows me to connect a lot better with the divine. And that's why I like to do these readings in the morning. Once I do my Qigong and stuff like that, it's very hard for me to, like, sit down because it's got me all awake. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle these real quick like this. Alright, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here, and then I'm going to start a new one so that you guys can see what's going on in the second spread. In the second video. So stay tuned. If it doesn't switch over to the next one, click the link down below, and that'll take you to part 2 of this video.